touching the button. I'm going live.
What did you do?
I turned this on.
It's early. You can't do it early. I didn't mean to say it that way.
I was tired of waiting. So I turned the button on.
I feel like I've heard this before somewhere. I don't know.
Every week.
Yeah.
I hate waiting.
Yeah. Would you stop that? We got it.
The dog's not behaving.
No. All right.
Happy Friday, man.
Happy Friday, Mark. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. That was a lovely... Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
I'll watch the comments. You take care of this.
It's been a weird week. It's been a weird week, and we're going to drink different whiskey.
We are.
And maybe less whiskey.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Not surprisingly, we've gotten a little out of control.
What?
With this 17 or 18 bottles that seem to come out. And I like your family. I think you guys like me, but I just can't hang around that long before I go home.
Yeah.
My family likes me too. So, less whiskey. And then I thought, something new. And so, I reached deep in the closet. I pulled out that. And I've already forgotten how to say the name.
It's lots of letters.
Lovely pronunciation on the side.
Ardnamurchan.
Ardnamurchan. Put it back. I got a new camera on the show.
Oh, sorry. Ardnamurchan.
Ardnamurchan. This is a Scotch whiskey from the Highlands.
I don't know which way is the front, honestly.
One more turn. That's the front.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Mika's pulling at the...
Yeah. Would you sit down? Here, sit down.
If I remember right, it's just 3 or 4 years old.
Okay.
I paid $65 for it because my friend at Hazel's Mac said it was good. The fun thing about this is it uses blockchain.
I don't know what that means.
Well, we're going to find out. Well, I mean, I know what blockchain means, but they use that, and I think the box says incorruptible record of their supply and distribution and production records.
Are we going to try to corrupt them?
No, we're just going to try and use the QR code. Okay. And spoiler alert, I tried it earlier just to see where it went, and it didn't work. But I did go check the website, and it looks like it's still there. A couple things about this bottle of whiskey, besides the fact that it's a wee bit expensive. The packaging is essentially what you find in an old school egg carton. It feels as if it would just fall apart.
It does. It feels like the bottle's going to fall at the bottom.
And I think that makes sense. They're trying to be... They build themselves as the greenest distillery in Scotland. So they would maybe use a bunch of recycled material. That's certainly fine. And there's a QR code on the bottle.
What does it do?
I'm going back to the camera that should actually focus on that. Let's see if it does. There's the QR. Does anybody want to try and actually QR code the screen? That'd be the silliest old man thing in the world to do. So there's that.
I just want to be blurry in the background.
And then, again, I go back and forth on packaging. I act like I don't care, and then I get enamored with it. So I think the label's kind of snazzy and a nice fat neck. I like all this stuff about it. It's unchill filtered, or as the Scotch say, non-chill filtered. Unchill filtered, no color added.
Ooh, so that's kind of big.
Yep.
Because they can do that, right?
They can.
It is allowable.
It is allowable over there in Scotland. And that's what I know about that. So, and I think I read it is a bit peated.
All right.
Which I don't know that I've ever had a mainland Scotland peated whiskey.
So I know what peated means. I still don't know what blockchain is or why that matters.
So blockchain is a technology that allows records to be kept independently and distributed across many different computers so that it cannot be corrupted, supposedly. And records can be kept on things like the sale of items, the movement of goods, etc.
Holy cow, Angus is here. Hey, Angus.
Gosh, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Welcome back.
We missed you.
All right.
Oh, look. Kathy just picked up the AD2.22. Which one is ours?
So this is
3.21:02. Maybe Kathy knows more about it. I honestly only bought it because I like Max, and he hadn't. Well, let's see if he steered us wrong. It smells good from here.
It does. It smells great. Even though it has numbers on the front, and I hate numbers because I can't math. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
a little sweetness to it.
It is sweet. It is 46.8% alcohol by volume in a 700 milliliter bottle. And I guess more of that eco-friendly stuff, that little drip that went across the label but destroyed the label already.
Character.
So I again bought it because Max suggested it. This is probably a year ago. It's just been sitting for a long time.
This smells great.
So maybe Kathy can tell us what the numbers mean. The 3.21. I'd assume, March of 2021, second release maybe.
Don't know.
No idea.
Ooh, Kathy's is going to open hers.
I don't. Oh, good. Yeah. That'll be fun.
So it's the same recipe. It's just a different dump. Is that the difference between the numbers?
You didn't even listen to anything.
No,
I have no idea what.
Rarely am I listening to.
I have no idea.
Once the whiskey goes in the glass, man, I don't care.
I have no idea what the numbers mean.
You don't even have to be here. I don't. All right.
So theirs is 58.7. 58. Oh no, I think I did read, Kathy. There's a cast strength. This is not the cast strength. You must have the.
What is that? What is this one that we're drinking?
This is 48.8.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, she's got the real gasoline there. So we also decided before that we have not been doing a great job of dump glassing.
Yes, one of the reasons that I have to stay a long time is because I haven't been putting enough in the dump glass. Now, maybe today it's not going to be a great dump glass because we don't have a lot to drink. But we should do better at that too.
Actually putting something
Angus finished his house. Congratulations, Angus.
I thought,
cheers to Angus's house.
Cheers, yeah. I thought you were listening to us while you were working on the house. Isn't that like the whole shtick?
He just told us that so we wouldn't feel bad. Angus is a nice guy.
All right. Well, I like this. This is good. This is a good, approachable peated Scotch, and it's Highlands, which is interesting.
It's not a lot of peat.
No, it's not. It's actually got like the flavor of peat without the mouth chewingness of it all, which I think is what turns off a lot of people. Like it really just gets into your teeth.
I think that's
this
quite
is really
good.
mellow. Yeah,
it's a little prickly.
Yeah, it's got just enough peat to really remind you.
It's not proofy, but it's got a little sparkle to it as you sip it.
Sparkling peat. It can't be real. I completely just lost my train of thought.
So that nice real cork. Interesting.
That's good. I'm gonna dump glass because
$65 is a little tough.
Yeah.
Because it has a lot of the same feel as something like a Glenmorangie Original or the Classic Laddie. That's probably the closest one. That Bruichladdich Classic Laddie comes in that
blue
turquoise bottle. Yeah. That's delicious. That's pretty close to that.
I like this one better, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that Classic Laddie's a favorite.
Sam poured me some of that. Our mutual friend, Sam. It was a while ago.
Say friend. He doesn't watch.
No. Acquaintance. You've been downgraded, Sam. No, he poured me some of it. It was okay. It didn't. Maybe it was just the mood or whatever. But I think this has more going on, and there's that sweetness, that overarching sweetness of this that I really like.
The finish is nice. It's lemony.
Mm-hmm.
Something else like something vegetal. It's nice.
I already dumped mine in the dump glass, so I can't.
Whose turn is it this week?
Mine.
Oh, well, you'll taste it again.
See, it's true.
So we didn't have a lot that was close to that to sip.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could have brought that Glenmorangie.
Well, we've still got some. We've got the peat bombs, I guess you could call them, the Laprhoaig and the Ardbeg.
Well, and Larry asked, and Larry's mom's in town, so he won't be joining us today because you don't want to let your mom know that. Even as a grown man, you sit around watching two doofuses drink scotch.
My mom was here like a month ago.
Well, that was an in-person visit.
That's true,
and they know what's going on.
Yeah, they know her proclivities.
Anyway, we didn't have anything like that, but Larry had asked if he was going to open one of those two bottles, which to start with, and I suggested Ardbeg because it's as peaty as it is. It's not quite the funkiness that is Laprhoaig.
Yeah.
So let's have a little Ardbeg.
Ooh, this is a freshie, by the way.
I just love the color of it.
That is.
It's. Nice. I don't think the camera's doing it justice. It's a light straw color.
Get it in your new camera that auto focuses.
Yeah.
You gotta go over there though. God, look at how beautiful it is. That is actually quite nice.
It's a beautiful color.
It is. Nice camera, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it blurs me out. It knows.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ardbeg is what we often recommend to people who are peat curious, but don't want to go to Laprhoaig, which is like peat balm.
Even Isla curious.
Yeah.
Because, you could recommend Lagavulin.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate doing that.
That's all right. I'm going to drink it later.
Lagavulin, but Lagavulin gets a little pricey.
It does. Especially the 16 has, usually you can buy that on sale for, $80-90. Not anymore.
What's the dog
What is he chewing on? Hey, stop that. Okay, he's chewing on the ball. He's being unruly. Oh, I gave you a Danpor.
That's okay. You just wanted it in the dunk glass.
Cheers to Ardbeg.
Now that's a much lighter color.
It is, yeah.
But you can't tell in the...
it almost looks like white wine.
You can't tell in the Ardbeg glass because of the green.
Yeah, it's like a white wine. Rosé all day, as I'm told. No, this is definitely
so good.
Quite thin. Or I shouldn't say
43%? 46. So similar.
Campfire.
This is definitely a silkier, thicker mouthfeel.
It is.
But it's also, if I remember correctly,
and the finish
this is around 3 years old.
Yeah, and this is 10.
So it's 3 times plus older.
Yeah. And this has a much longer lingering finish than that does.
Yeah, although I like the finish of this.
Yeah, it's just much shorter than this.
Yeah, I just got to figure out what's in there, but definitely tasty.
I mean, okay, so we've been tasting Ardbeg, and we already know we like Ardbeg.
We do like Ardbeg.
So that's not fair. And actually, it's been quite a while since I've had Laprhoaig, so this will be fun.
Yes. Eric likes Laprhoaig, too. I love Laprhoaig.
I do, too.
I'm just finishing a Laprhoaig 16, which I would not buy again for the money. Although I noticed it's a little less. I paid $130 for it. I saw it for $119. Yeah. But the Laprhoaig cast strength is a few bucks cheaper, and I enjoy it more.
So the first time I had Laprhoaig was in Flagstaff, Arizona. I was a young buck. I didn't know my scotches. And a friend of mine, John Benson, said, you got to try Laprhoaig. If you're going to drink scotch, you got to try Laprhoaig. And I said, okay, not knowing what Laprhoaig was. So I sat down at the bar and I said, I will have a Laprhoaig. And I took my first sip. And it was like someone took a smoked salmon and threw it at my face from across the room. And, you say this often. Peated scotches, you either love them or you hate them. You don't grow into them. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
I don't think it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so either. But there's also been moments where you can pour a bottle and it can be the wrong thing, right?
Oh, sure.
Sure,
but I had a similar experience where a guy in a liquor store, I never had peated scotch, and he poured me some of the big peat.
Yeah.
And the minute it got within a foot of my mouth, I went, I'm going to love that. And I loved it, and I've never looked back. There's always a bottle of something heavily peated.
I've had this for a while. I'm surprised it's not open, actually, because, well, my wife doesn't like peated, so that's probably why.
She says that, but every once in a while she'll take a swig of Lagavulin or something.
That's true. The Lagavulin is another one that's like really lightly peated.
It's very classy. It's not actually lightly peated.
Well, it tastes
it's just really, really classy.
Yeah.
But, you talk about peat, they measure that in parts per million. I think, and I'm not going to get this right, I'm sure we will be corrected, but I think Laprhoaig's around 45 parts per million. Ardbeg's actually around 50, I think. I had Octomore.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Around the 8-point-something years of Octomore. And it was 220-something parts per million.
That's taking a bite out of a bog.
It didn't taste like that. It wasn't nearly as peaty tasting as you would think.
I've also face planted on the ground and up on my mountain bike, and it tastes the same thing.
It was really good. Yeah. And I've only run up on years ago. I ran up on a bottle for $160 and didn't buy it, and I've regretted it ever since.
Well, this is delicious as always, and I have never done these side by side. I don't think so. This will be interesting.
This will be fun. I'll tell you what I drank the other night. I had a little sip of I got maybe a half an ounce left of the 2019 Ardbeg Supernova.
Oh yeah,
it is.
That stuff's expensive.
Fabulous. I think we did it on a live one time.
We did.
The difference between Supernova and this is just drastic.
Yes.
The difference between that 16-year-old Laprhoaig and the 10, not so much.
Yeah, and what's the other one? The Ardbeg, the wee beastie, right?
I never had a wee beastie. It's 5 years old, but I have had Corvecchian and Ugadal. And for what I paid for that Supernova, which was $246,
it was gonna make good noise. Oh, that was good.
It was very nice.
Yeah, real cork.
I would much more likely to buy a Corvecchian and an Ugadal and a 10, and then I would buy that Supernova again. Not that you could buy, although they just released a Hypernova.
A Hypernova.
They have a ton of expressions. There's a new Ardbeg every other week, it seems like.
I like that when you drink Scotch, it just sounds like you're making up names.
Bender's in Florida.
Whoa. Any hurricane activity still going on down there, Bender?
I don't think so at the moment.
All right.
Laprhoaig.
Laprhoaig. I have never done this side by side with.
Did you fill out they changed the Friends of Laprhoaig thing? I don't think I actually own my 1 square foot of.
Claim your free square foot.
Oh, so right. I'm still a Scottish landowner.
All right, I'm going to be one too because I got my unique number here. So if you buy enough Laprhoaig and just keep buying,
you don't. You only get that once, and after that, you get points for crap out of the gift shop.
So different. It's not as slapping in the face with salmon as I remember it.
I guess when you warm up, when you step into it.
It's lovely. It's really good.
I just love the brininess.
That's a good way to describe it, the brininess.
Because you're just sitting on a rock in the ocean and it's just battering everything.
I feel like I should be like wearing one of those cable knit sweaters
or the little yellow jacket with the hood on it.
And I only have one eye. Like
yes.
Okay.
Well, if we drink enough, we'll probably lose an eye at some point.
We just went right down that fantasy, didn't we? All right.
I love Laprhoaig, but I tell you what, right now I like the Ardbeg better.
Yeah, and that's interesting because you're right. This is if you love peated whiskeys, you love this. But if you have never had peat and you want an introduction to peat, start here because it's such a smoother experience.
It is. I think Ardbeg has a reputation of appealing to a broader base. Where Laprhoaig is, you got to really like the funk.
Yeah,
and I do like the funk.
I like the funk too. I like the Dickel funk. I like the Laprhoaig funk.
Yeah.
Did you guys think like Dickel funk would also make a great T-shirt? I have a great T-shirt idea every episode.
I think if we actually use Dickel, we run into.
We'll just like issues. We'll like censor the I.
We could use our logo.
There you go. Yeah.
D logo.
Yeah.
CK.
Yeah. We didn't even need that. Just put our logo and then KEL or EL. No, that's still fantastic.
It is.
But it is a different experience after drinking this first. I mean, that's definitely the brininess comes through for sure, like in a big way. And less of the peatiness, I think.
I'm going to say it, 10-year versus 10-year. I like the feel of the Ardbeg much more than I like that in the 10-year Laprhoaig. But you just can't beat that flavor. It's just rubber rafts and Band-Aids and campfires. And
it's like I pulled a fish out of the ocean
and lit it on fire.
Yeah.
Dumped it in tar and torched it.
I really feel like we should have had like a cable knit sweater for this episode. I feel like we're very ill prepared.
I don't have. I used to have one,
like a kilt or something. Do you have any kilts?
I do not. This is kind of your tartan.
That is true. I'm wearing my chest kilt.
Chest kilt.
That's the thing.
It just sounds like you pulled it up.
So I pulled this out because you had given us this sample.
Bunnahabhain. That's a good one.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That'll fit nicely kind of here. Like if we go that way.
Right. So it's again, as a progression, this would be like super, super light peat. Like almost.
Well, it's a different peat because Isla peat is soaked in salt water. And of course Scotland's just not that big. I'm sure it's all got some in it. But this is a Highland whiskey. Yeah. And so it's more inland. It's more leaves and sticks that don't get soaked in salt water. So I think it's just a different peat, but definitely light. And this is if I remember correctly, it's very lightly peated.
So I don't think I've ever had this. Rachel drank, my wife drank that much of it.
The person that doesn't like peated Scotch.
Yeah.
And it's not that peated.
Yeah. But I don't think I've had this Bunnahabhain. I've had Bunnahabhain. I don't know which one it was. It was a long time ago. So this will be a good experience. But I fear, having stepped down from this.
We need to take a sip.
Yeah, we need our rinse out.
I'll just put this right here.
The Eric bag. It's like you're right here with us, Eric. And soon this will be right here with you. Right there with you.
Thanks for everybody that filled out or has worked on the spreadsheet. Dan says I made it too complicated. But the idea was, some of those bottles, believe it or not, I just keep drinking them. So a lot of them, there isn't a lot left. So what I put in the notes was, give us a A, B, C. Like pick 8 or 12 or 15, whatever, but rank them.
Yeah.
And that way, if you rank one a C, and there's not much, and somebody else ranks it an A, well, then we can adjust that way.
I should note, just for the record, that there's only one instance of each letter in the alphabet. So if you have like 9 A's, that gets where it gets confusing.
No, that's fine.
Is it?
There might be 3 or 4 you really like.
I'm confused already.
A couple that are you kind of like them, and a few that you just.
Oh, so you can have A1, A2, A3.
Yeah. You could put. You got 12,
all right,
or 8 or whatever. You could put three A's in there.
Okay. Did we send it to Angus?
No,
Angus.
Angus, we haven't seen Angus.
Got a spreadsheet for you.
Angus, I may have it, but just email me at mark@thepracticalstill.com with your physical address, and then I'll also copy on the spreadsheet. You can pick some samples. The idea, since you missed it, was I have too many open bottles. Dan has too many open bottles. We have to get rid of them. And sharing is the best way to do so.
Sharing, I'm told, is caring.
So, and I bottled all morning. It turns out it takes a lot of time to bottle those up. But it's got Eric's name.
I have to do my part too, don't I?
Yes. Yes, but Eric didn't pick any of your bottles, so I could finish Eric's allocation.
Well, Eric's is done.
Ooh, I could finish Eric's allocation.
Ooh, allocated. Welcome.
Allocated.
You are our best customers, all of you. Yeah, it's looking everybody's got, except Ryan. Ryan, you got to get in there.
It's not about necessary, Ryan. It's about sharing.
Ryan, Kathy, Joe. I don't know who Joe is.
Joe's the Dude Hawk guy.
Oh, the Dude Hawk.
He has an actual name. It is Joe.
Oh, I like the Dude Hawk.
So I changed it on the spreadsheet to Joe.
Can you just be Dude Hawk?
He can.
All right.
He is.
Fill it out so that I can ship those out before I leave on my Christmas trip. So in the next week or two would be great. And then I can ship them out before the holidays.
I have a lot of it bottled, but turns out it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, all right. So you get to work.
And the other ABC thing is I have some 2-ounce bottles and a bunch of 1-ounce bottles. So C's get 1-ounce bottles, and B, I got to balance things out.
Well, all right. You guys got work to do. Mark's got work to do. I got work to ignore for at least a little while. But in the meantime, Bunnahabhain. What do we know about Bunnahabhain 12-year?
Well, it's 12 years old.
Yeah, I could do this willingly.
It's from Isla. Look, I turned the pour cam on. You didn't even use it. It's okay.
That was the knuckle cam for a second there.
And I think technically it's Bunnahabhain. Something odd like that. But it's lightly peated. It's from Isla. Not crazy peated. Bunnahabhain, again, has 1 billion expressions of whiskey. I've only had a handful of them. I like it pretty well.
There's another bottle for you.
Oh, yeah. Got an extra bottle. Cool.
Clink, clink.
That was before the super duper label maker.
So that's definitely darker. So the Ardbeg is definitely the lightest color.
I think the Laprhoaig was lighter.
Was it? I thought this had like the most straw color to it.
I don't know.
But this has a little depth to it.
I'm going to just use the other camera just for a minute because
it's pretty. Yeah. I'll just keep doing this.
Yeah.
And we can watch our faces
get nice.
All right. Bunnahabhain 12.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, that's delicious. That's really good.
Oh, man. That's
so
rich.
Yeah, like the peat is A flavor. It is not the flavor.
Right. I don't even remember. Yeah, because again, at least you labeled this one. Often we don't label them, but I don't know what the.
Mark had to buy a label maker just for me to convince him to make a label. And he's very proud of it.
I am very proud of the label. Yeah. Oh, that's too small to see.
Yeah, I got you. I got arms. Yeah. Oh, let's see.
You can't see.
QR code. Look, that's the QR code. See?
Oh yeah.
QR code.
We have QR code.
We're fancy. We're fancy. Aren't you guys glad you tuned in today? This is delicious. I forgot why we were talking about labels, but Bunnahabhain 12. This is.
I was looking to see if we'd written the alcohol percentage.
No, I have no idea. But this is a pretty balanced alchemy of many flavors
it's
here.
Delicious.
Yeah. Of all of these, I think this one's the most complex in terms of flavors. Mm-hmm. And this is interesting because this is a hit you over the head peat. This is a step down where it's peat.
I think though we're dancing around a little bit. By itself. I love Laprhoaig. Mm-hmm. It gets shown up a little bit by the Ardbeg and certainly by this.
By this for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Ardbeg is one that I reach for a lot. So I guess maybe it's just because I tasted them side by side. I'm liking the Laprhoaig better right now. But
well, I lean more towards the feel of it.
Yeah.
And this one, and this one all feel better to me than the Laprhoaig right now.
This Bunnahabhain, though, I think this takes top mark.
It's delicious. I'm going to go buy some more of that.
Yeah. I would drink that all night. That's good.
We could have, but we drank the bottle already.
Well, we just drank all of it. We had a bottle kill today. Yeah. Look, nothing for the sample glass, or the dump glass.
Just a little backwash.
Yeah. Can I go back to this guy?
Yes.
I want to see, after drinking all the heavy Peters... That wasn't even on purpose. That wasn't even on purpose. I'm hilarious. Anyway, you want some too? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, after going deep in the peat. Stop it. Stop being a child.
Deep in the peat bog.
I'm
so happy with that. Max hasn't never steered me wrong, but when you work in a liquor store, when you're the spirits manager,
there we go,
and you put your name all over stuff, you can't always have tried everything, I wouldn't think. So yeah. I wouldn't fault them for just having to pick something.
Yeah.
But he's never steered me wrong. In fact, he didn't even suggest, he had his little name on the bottle for a bottle of tequila. It's quite good.
Yeah. All right, so back to the original. The numbers.
Gosh, that smells good.
Ardnamurchan.
Kathy, did you open yours? Let's see. I can't keep track of that. Kathy, did you open yours? Your Ardnamurchan?
So peppery this time around.
Not sweet, but there's a juicy fruit burst of whatever those flavors are. But not bubblegummy, just that flavor of it.
No, it's more citrusy.
That's
Kathy
good.
says, yeah, she opened hers. What did you think? So you paid how much? 65?
I think so.
65. Would I pay 65 for this? I think I would. I think this is a decent.
I would.
Yeah.
Would I again? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
It's amazing at cast strength, she says.
And so I can't remember off the top of my head what I paid for this Laprhoaig 10 or this Ardbeg.
I have never paid more than, I think, $39 for a Laprhoaig 10.
And that's where it's a little hard to justify $65, right? Like, you can get...
Well, isn't that the two things we always talk about? Is it better or is it different?
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as like a worthwhile addition to the shelf, if you were looking for something unique, this is a great one.
Yeah, I think so.
She paid $90 for the cask strength, which that's a bit much. But what do you think, Kathy? Was it worth a $90? I mean,
I'll tell you. I can tell you because I paid $80 for the. I think I had two Laprhoaig cask strength, one or two. I think I paid $80 for them. I think they now sell for about 100. I've paid less than 40 for every 10. Every once in a while, I'd give the difference for the cask strength Laprhoaig, so I could see that being worth it.
So I hit a milestone in my bourbon life last week. The same day I picked up that Russell's 13, I also bought my very first bottle of a little thing you might know as Blantons. Never bought one before. And I you know, like, as my little cynical heart was standing there palpitating, the woman said to me, she said, "Do you want anything else?" I said, "Well, I'm almost embarrassed to ask, but can I have the Blantons?" She laughed.
The only reason you should be embarrassed, this is just opinion, right? Speaking, I need to apologize for something last week. I'll do that in a second. The only reason you should be embarrassed for buying Blantons is if you pay $100 for them.
No, I didn't pay $100.
But at retail, I'll buy Blantons. In fact, I've got.
Well, what is retail now on it?
I think 60.
Okay, so I paid 70.
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You're a fool for doing it.
Well, sure. I'm a fool for, I mean, you want to talk about my foolishness. Let's look at my...
But there's nothing wrong with Blantons, but when we were pre-drinking, because you just can't come into these things cold, you had a bottle of Eagle Rare out. And I know that, I don't remember which is which. One's their mash bill number 1, one's number 2. I don't know. I don't think there's that much difference between them. You can still buy these for $35 once in a while.
I bought that for $35.
I don't know why anybody would chase a bottle of Blantons around when this is still out there for $35 or so.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's
delicious.
I bought this. I have 2 more bottles of it. I didn't pay more than $35 for any. Well, I paid more than $35 for one of them, and that's the one that has our practical still etched into it.
That's important.
Yeah, it's very important.
What scratched on the glass matters.
But I've never paid more than $35 for this, and I'm happy with this at $35. I see it on the shelf at $50, and I pass every time. It's just not there for $50.
I wouldn't. I would pass.
Yeah,
but also I pass because I've got just a pile of those. Yeah, in the closet. My average cost is maybe $30. Yeah. But I just think that's delicious. I think Blanton's is delicious.
Yeah.
It's just not a 85 or 90 or 100 bottle.
And I would buy this at 50 before I bought Blanton's at 100, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Blanton's at 100 makes no sense to me at all. But anyway, so I bought my first Blanton's. It may be my last Blanton's, I don't know. But
it's good. I don't have any problem with Blanton. I'll buy it every single time that... Actually, the place at my local... They did a single barrel, which always cracks me up. A single barrel of a single barrel.
It's the singlest of single barrels.
They picked it themselves.
Yeah.
I haven't opened it yet, but I bought it too.
So should we do just for SEO purposes on Google, we should do like a Dan drinks his first bottle of Blanton's and just put Blanton's everywhere. Blanton's. I can update the description. If we say Blanton's enough in this episode, maybe we'll get more followers.
It's the most watched video we've ever done. Is my little. Let me tell you the funniest thing. If you guys hadn't, not that you go around looking for the comments on every old video, but we got a comment on the video that just confused me at first because we do videos called Open the Bottle, and one of the comments was, "Oh my God, you talk so much. I just want to know how to open the bottle." And I thought, I didn't think of it that way. It does kind of sound like I'm going to teach you how to open the bottle rather than I'm just opening a bottle to drink it. It cracked me up. So I found that spot in the video.
That's awesome. That's like when you're like looking for a recipe and they have to have a whole thing about their life history.
So this person just wanted to know how to open a bottle of Blanton's, which is not hard, but it is different.
That is awesome.
I can see where they were coming from.
You were going to apologize for something from last week.
Yes, we were talking about old fashions, and at the moment, I believe I was already drunk, and I didn't want it to sound like you should drink however you want to drink, whatever you want to drink. If you want to muddle a can of Dole's mixed fruit and heavy syrup in the bottom of a glass and pour bourbon on it, called old fashioned, you should do that.
Yeah,
I just don't like that.
Yeah.
And so when I explained how I do my old fashions, that's just how I do it. And frankly, I'm not really that consistent. That's how I do it now. In a year, who knows?
This is my old fashioned because this is how I've been doing it since the beginning. Straight whiskey.
Straight whiskey. Just drinking. That's not really a straight whiskey because it's Scotch. They don't have such a thing.
Neat is what I meant. Neat. Ooh. Oh, that was fun.
Especially when you take a big swallow.
I know. It's just I threw that back like fireball. Oof. No, that was good. This was much better, actually. Not like skipping from this to this rather than hitting the Ardbeg, which says a lot about the Ardbeg. I mean, to play Interceptor and just have all those flavors.
Ardbeg's just good. It's an interesting story too. It was shut down for years and started back up. There was a whiskey writer that helped it gain some traction. I don't want to mention him because all evidence points to him being a complete piece of shit in his personal life. Oh. So let's not give him any credit. Yeah. But I think it does have a broad appeal. It is very different, even though I think you can actually see the two distilleries from each other. One of the things that these guys in their marketing material mention, which I think is funny, is that the water where they are is just steeped in peat. And which is what cracks me up about that classic Lottie we were talking about, because it's not supposed to be peated, but it's made on Islay. You can't make anything on Islay. You can't make chili on Islay and not have it taste peated. The whole place is peat, so I think it was neat that they called that out.
Yeah, it was neat. They got some good information on here, actually.
It is very interesting, and we didn't try. Let's try the QR code.
Oh yeah.
So there's the QR code, and supposedly it's going to link you to all the blockchain information that they are proud to share, which I think is admirable.
Yeah.
Let us see if that works now.
While Mark's doing that, I'm going to shamelessly plug our social media. At The Practical Still on Instagram, where we do our dump glass videos every Friday after this. One of us idiots drinks the dump glass. So you can watch us do that.
I don't know whose idea that was.
I don't know, but it was nonsense. But The Practical Still on Instagram and on Facebook. And, of course, go to thepracticalstill.com because we recently relaunched the podcast. So if you're into that, please do go give that a follow as well.
I really enjoy talking to Jess Grape.
It was, yeah. So
I like talking to you.
If you got it, you make do with what you got. But Jess Graber came on. He's the founder of Hands and Tin Cup, and he was kind enough to come on and tell us wonderful stories about the founding of both of those companies, which were very entertaining and hilarious. So I would definitely recommend that.
The QR code not really do anything. Yeah. Kathy, I don't know. Kathy, did you try your QR code? Did it do anything? I guess we're not qualified to blockchain.
I still don't know what blockchain means, but that's okay.
It's all about crypto.
I don't know what that means. I'm going to paste a link here in the chat as well, which is to a GoFundMe. Mark and I are actually business folk, and we do other content in the bike world as well, and our goal is to expand that and get more writers and more artists and more awesome things going. And so in that vein, I have started this GoFundMe to fund our 2023 freelance budget. I would love it if you guys could help us fund independent media. If you can't do that, it's A-okay, but do share the link if you could.
Yep. And it's fun because we've made a lot of content, not just whiskey content, but about bikes, but we can't do it all.
That's true.
And we want other great writers.
We keep trying.
And it's fun. We just want good writers to have a place to apply their craft, but it also happens that in a lot of media these days there's layoffs like you wouldn't believe, and so a lot of folks need a place to apply that craft, and we don't want to ask them to do it for free.
Correct.
We do enough of that free work.
And surprisingly, not everybody takes payment in whiskey.
Yeah.
Shameful,
weird.
Really. Yeah.
I guess they'd be here if they did. Cool.
Cheers.
Let's see. What else?
Well, Kathy says her QR code took her right to the bottle information.
Excellent. Mine did not.
Yeah. Yours is broken. Your blockchain is blocked.
I guess Kathy must be all into crypto and such. Mm-hmm. You're probably blocking it for us.
I still don't know what blockchain is. I don't know how I could block the blockchain without knowing what blockchain is.
The blockchain.
All right. Can I unblock the blockchain? Can I unclog the blockchain?
It's not clogged. That's the whole point. You really need to learn about blockchain. It really would fit your ethos. You want a free flow. You want transparency.
I do like the flow.
You should appreciate blockchain.
I can't math.
It's not math.
It sounds suspiciously like math. There's numbers involved.
It's a QR code.
I'm afraid.
Okay. Mark, the funniest thing anybody ever told me about technology was a fellow told me once he's afraid of anything that plugs into the wall.
Eric would like you to text him or email him the GoFundMe link.
Yes, we'll do that.
We will absolutely do that. Thank you for even considering it. I appreciate it.
Didn't you say something about Blanton's?
I do. It's outside. It's inside, though.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Then why'd you say it?
Because I wanted to tease. Got to get Blanton's all over this so for SEO purposes.
It doesn't count if we don't.
Can we just?
That's black hat SEO if we don't.
We'll just do like a background with the cardboard.
We're truth. We're truth and drinking.
Okay. I'm gonna truly continue this.
I can't. We can't. I know we weren't supposed to drink as much, but we can't end without something.
A little pour. Should we start with? Should we finish with the Eagle Rare?
We started with.
So
we finish with it.
I'm sure you all brought a bottle to your Thanksgiving dinners last night. This is what I brought. Clearly, we did some damage. Yeah. And it's just such a good, reliable bottle. So I'm happy to share it. I was happy to share it last night. And actually, by the way, turkey last night, we deep fried it. It was amazing. It was the best turkey I think I've ever had. And for next year, an injection of butter into the turkey before you deep fry it.
I know I've been rubbing off on you. In the South, everything has butter on it. And for the record, I cooked a lovely turkey breast.
Yeah.
It was delicious. I made the dressing my wife likes. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Dan,
cheers.
Enjoyable. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. It was fun today. Lots of fun people. Yes, Kathy. I'll also email you the same link.
Yep.
And
I'm just spamming the chat now.
I'm glad that we kept it to the one bottle that we started with.
Mm-hmm. I'm good at math, too.
Cheers.
Cheers. This tastes better after all the scotch.